What we should remind of is that there is a tragic history of Muslim soldiers in German armies. The first soldiers who joined the Prussian army were 20 Tatars in the 18th century. Frederick the Great had 1,500 men on horse under his command, and these Bosnian riders had an imam of their own, the first Prussian Bosnian imam, Muslimic imam in German armies. During the 19th century, we had a very good contact between the Ottoman Empire and the Ottoman Empire and the Prussian Kingdom, between Berlin and Istanbul. And since 1840, there were treaties and agreements for military assistance. Since then, we had Prussian officers and soldiers with the Ottoman army, among them General Field Marshal Moltke. During the First World War, all European armies fighting on the European continent had Muslim troops among their armies. And on the command of the General Staff and the Emperor, and the special relationships in the background to the Ottoman Empire, we had two camps of prisoner of war for Islamic Muslimic soldiers only in the near of Berlin. They had a mosque of their own, and they printed their own magazines. The interest was to get cooperators for the three empires who fought against the Allies. At the end of the First World War, a lot of them could not return to their home countries on account of the revolution which had taken place meantime. Lenin was not interested to get to them. And the Muslims were not interested to get under his hard hand. The rest of them founded with German converts a community of Muslim believers in Berlin, and they succeeded in building the first mosque for prayer only, not an architectural ornament as in Mannheim or Schwetzing, or the under Frederick the Great in Potsdam. During the Second World War, a lot of Muslim soldiers joined all armies who fought against each other. And the Germans had some 1,000 soldiers under their command. They thought and hoped that the Germans would help them in their anti-colonial fight. What they did not know and learned at the end of the war, that in Tehran and Yalta, the Western Allies agreed to send all Muslim soldiers who came from states and provinces in the Soviet territory. They were to send them back to Stalin. And the rest, which was not delivered to others, stayed on the territory of the Federal Republic and founded an own association of themselves the organization of Muslim refugees in Germany. And they got a former army imam as head, and others joined them, 150,000 persons. A lot of them stayed in the Federal Republic of Germany. A few went off to Canada, New Zealand, Australia, or the US. The destiny of these troops were documented by the military archives of the Bundeswehr and by the Center of Modern Orient in Berlin today, and the late Professor Gerhard Höpp published a lot of papers on this question of Muslim troops in European wars. He organized with Professor Brigitte Reinwald 2 international conferences on this question, and they were very successful, and these conference papers were published in 2 books.